Welcome to another episode of Deep Dive into Real Estate by Team Luddy Dillon. This is the place where we simplify real estate for you, one topic at a time. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time we're going to be talking about pre-construction homes.
Right. Yeah, pre-construction.
Now, we know that a lot of our listeners are probably thinking about buying a home at some point, or at least curious about the process.
Absolutely.
And it can be very intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why we're here to help you guys.
Exactly.
So we're a part of Laddie Tillon's team.
Yes, we are.
And we're based in the Peel region.
That's right. Brampton, Caledon, Mississauga.
And we're just trying to give you some of the information so you can make an educated decision when you buy or sell real estate.
Absolutely.
And Laddie's been a realtor since 2007.
That's right.
So he has a ton of experience.
He does.
And we're really excited to be sharing this information with you guys.
Yeah, pre-construction is a whole other beast.
It is.
When it comes to real estate.
It can be really exciting.
Oh, yeah.
But it can also be really scary.
Absolutely.
Especially if you don't know what you're doing.
You don't want to go into it blindfolded. No.
That's for sure.
So that's why we're here.
So let's dive into some of the...
Yeah, we did a lot of research for this deep dive.
We did.
And there's some surprising things that we found out. Did you know that you might end up having to pay to live in your condo before you even own it?
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's interim occupancy.
Yeah.
It's something that a lot of people aren't aware of.
And we also found out about these escalation clauses.
Oh, yeah.
Which are basically where the builder can increase the price.
Even after you've signed on that dotted line.
After you've already agreed.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just really scary.
Yeah, you think you're getting a great deal, and then all of a sudden,
it's
not such a great deal anymore.
So we're going to be talking all about that and more.
Yep, we'll break it down for you.
But first, I have a confession to make.
Confession time.
I'm obsessed with model homes.
You and everyone else.
Oh my gosh, they are so beautiful.
They are. I love walking through them, just imagining what it would be like to live there.
Yeah, seeing everything perfectly staged.
Oh, and they always smell so good.
Oh, yeah, fresh paint.
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, carpets.
I need to find out.
Yeah, could you bottle that up?
I know, and seriously. But I remember this one time I went to a model home, and it was so over the top.
Okay.
Like, it was beautiful, but, I mean, come on, it had a chandelier in the pantry.
A chandelier in the pantry?
I'm like, who has a chandelier in their pantry?
Only in a model home.
I know.
That's right.
So it just got me thinking.
Yeah.
Are model homes really a good representation of what you're actually getting in a pre-construction home?
That is the question.
I mean, they're so beautiful and perfect.
Right.
But is that really what you're going to get?
Well, it's definitely designed to showcase the best case scenario.
Yeah.
They often feature upgrades and finishes that aren't included in the base price.
Oh.
So think of it more as inspiration.
Okay.
But don't expect your actual unit to look exactly like that model.
Right, so don't be fooled by the fancy light fixtures.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly are pre-construction homes?
Good question.
Because I know there are homes that aren't built yet.
Right.
But what types of properties are we talking about?
Yes. So it's pretty much what it sounds like you're buying a home before it's physically built.
Okay.
And this isn't limited to just condo apartments.
Yeah.
You can buy detached homes, townhouses, even entire communities before they're built.
So it's not just condos?
Not at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So basically you're buying based on blueprints, floor plans,
Yeah.
and maybe some fancy 3D renderings.
That's it.
That's a big decision
It is.
to make based on essentially a vision.
Huge decision.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. How can you really visualize what the final product is going to look like just by looking at a blueprint?
Yeah, it can be really tough to get a true sense of the space just from those materials.
Yeah.
That's why it's so crucial to visit a model home if there is one available.
Yeah.
It gives you a much better feel for the layout, the flow, and just the overall vibe of the space.
So the model home is key.
It is.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk about why.
Okay,
Why are people so drawn to pre-construction in the first place?
Right. What's the allure?
What's the appeal?
Well, there are several reasons.
Okay.
First of all, there's that brand new appeal.
Okay.
You're the first one to live in the space. Everything is fresh and modern.
Right.
You don't have to worry about any previous owner's wear and tear.
You get to pick everything.
Yeah. You often have the opportunity to customize certain features, choosing your finishes, making it your own.
Okay.
And of course, there's the potential for price appreciation.
Ah, yes, the potential to make some money down the road.
Exactly.
That's always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
But I'm guessing there's some downsides too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It can't all be sunshine and roses.
It can't be.
No.
So what are some of the things that we need to be aware of?
Well, one of the biggest risks is delays.
Oh, yeah.
Construction projects are notorious for delays,
I can imagine.
whether it's due to weather material shortages or just unforeseen circumstances.
Right.
These delays can push back your move-in date by months, sometimes even years.
Oh, that would be incredibly frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens to the price if there are these major delays?
Yeah.
Does it stay the same?
That's where things can get a little complicated.
Oh.
Some contracts include what are called escalation clauses.
Escalation clauses, those sound ominous.
They can be.
Okay.
Basically, it means the builder has the right to increase the price if their costs go up during construction.
What?
Like lumber prices skyrocketing, for example, or labor shortages driving up wages.
So the price you agree to isn't actually set in stone?
Not necessarily.
Oh, my God.
That's why those escalation clauses are so important to understand.
Yeah.
That great deal you thought you were getting could end up being a lot more expensive.
Right. Than you anticipated.
So that's definitely something to be aware of.
Big time.
Okay, but hey, at least you don't have to deal with the stress of bidding wars, right?
Well, not so fast.
Hmm.
While you might avoid the traditional bidding war scenario, pre-construction isn't immune to market fluctuations.
No.
The value of your investment could go up, but it could also stagnate or even go down,
Oh.
depending on what happens in the market during those months or years of construction.
So it's not a guaranteed win.
Not all.
Okay, makes sense. All right, back to the fun stuff.
Okay, back to the fun stuff.
What about those design choices?
Oh, yeah, the fun part.
How much customization do you really get with a pre-construction home?
Right. Can you go all out and create your dream kitchen?
Exactly.
Well, to a certain extent, yes.
Yeah.
Many builders offer a range of options for things like flooring cabinets, countertops, paint colors.
Okay.
But here's a tip.
Okay.
Focus on upgrades that add real value to your home,
Okay.
not just things that look pretty.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, getting carried away with purely aesthetic choices can really blow your budget.
Yeah.
And they might not give you a good return on investment down the road.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's about being strategic
exactly.
with your upgrade.
Strategic upgrades.
Now, I've heard that condo fees are initially lower in pre-construction buildings.
Yes, that is true.
Is that true?
They are.
Why is that?
Well, here's another gotcha moment.
Oh,
Those fees often jump significantly within the first year or two.
really? Why?
It takes time for the condo management to figure out the actual cost of running the building.
Right.
They start with estimates,
Okay.
but those can change once they see how much things really cost.
So those low fees might be a bit of a honey trap.
Exactly. You need to factor in those potential increases when you're budgeting for a pre-construction condo.
Okay, so there's clearly a lot to consider when it comes to pre-construction.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as straightforward as it might seem at first glance.
Not at all.
But I think this is a good place to pause for now. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
The allure of pre-construction, some potential pitfalls, and those sneaky escalation clauses.
Don't forget about those.
And don't forget, if you are considering buying or selling real estate in the Peel region, Laddie Dillon and his team are here to help.
That's right.
We've been navigating this market since 2007.
Yeah.
We're passionate about helping people make informed decisions.
Absolutely.
Give Laddie a call at 905-598-0725 to discuss your real estate goals.
He's always happy to chat
He is.
and offer his expertise.
So we'll be back in part 2 with even more essential information about pre-construction homes.
So stay tuned.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
All right, see you guys.
Welcome back to our deep dive on pre-construction homes.
Okay, so last time we left off talking about condo fees and how they can suddenly jump up.
Yeah, those condo fees can be a bit of a mystery sometimes, right?
Seriously.
Starting low and then bam, they jump up.
So, not fun. But hey, let's switch gears for a minute
Okay.
and talk about something a little more positive,
All right, something a little more cheerful.
like new home warranties.
Ah, yes, warranty is the safety net for your brand new home.
Exactly. Because everyone loves that new home smell.
Oh, yeah.
But what happens when things go wrong?
Right.
That's where the warranty comes in.
Exactly. So here in Canada, new homes are protected under something called the Tyrian warranty.
Syrian warranty. Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard that name before, but I'm not really sure what it covers.
So it's a legal requirement for builders,
Got it.
and it covers a range of potential issues that can come up in a new home.
So, like, what kind of issues are we talking about?
Well, it's structured in different time frames, which is important to understand.
Okay.
In the first year, you're covered for any defects in workmanship and materials.
Okay, so, like, if a cabinet door is crooked or a faucet is leaky,
Exactly. Those are the kind of things that would fall under that first-year coverage.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then you have 2 years of coverage for major systems.
Like what?
Plumbing, electrical heating.
Okay, those are pretty big deals if they go wrong.
Right. And then there's the big one, 7 years of coverage for major structural defects.
7 years, that's a pretty long time.
It is. It gives you some peace of mind knowing that the bones of your house are protected.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's something a lot of people don't realize. The Tenarian warranty can also extend to things like water leaks from the exterior.
Oh, really?
And even landscaping defects.
Landscaping defects.
Yeah, things like that.
So it's pretty comprehensive coverage.
It is, but of course the specifics can vary.
Okay.
Depending on your agreement with the builder.
Right.
So it's always important to check those details.
So it's not as simple as just snapping your fingers and having Tarian come fix everything.
Not quite. You actually have to file a claim with Tarian if a problem arises.
Okay.
And there are specific time frames for doing so.
Right.
So it's important to be proactive, stay on top of any issues.
Yeah, be your own advocate.
Exactly. And make sure you're following the proper procedures.
Okay, good to know. All right, so we've got the lowdown on warranties now. Let's circle back to that enticing prospect of a lower price tag.
Ah, yes, the price tag.
Because that's what often gets people interested in pre-construction.
Absolutely. Everyone loves a good deal.
Right, so are pre-construction homes actually cheaper than resale homes?
Well, they can be, at least initially.
Okay.
Developers often offer attractive pricing to entice early buyers.
So it's like getting in on the ground floor, literally.
Exactly. You're getting in early before the prices potentially go up.
I like it.
But remember those escalation clauses we talked about earlier?
Oh, yeah, those scary escalation clauses.
If construction costs rise significantly, the builder can pass those increases on to the buyer.
Even after the initial price has been agreed upon.
Exactly. It's not a fixed price like you'd get with a resale home.
So you could end up paying a lot more than you bargained for.
That's the risk. And it's not just the base price you need to think about either.
Oh, what else?
Closing costs, potential upgrades, any other unexpected expenses that might pop up.
It's like a financial puzzle trying to figure all of that out.
It can be. And that's why it's so important to work with a trusted real estate professional.
Like Laddie Dillon.
Exactly. Someone who knows the ins and outs of the pre-construction world and can guide you through the process.
Right, because they've seen it all.
They eat, sleep, and breathe real estate.
Okay, so we've talked about warranties, potential price fluctuations. Now, there's one more unique aspect of pre-construction condos that I'm particularly curious about.
Okay, what's that?
Interim occupancy.
Ah, yes. Interim occupancy.
It sounds a little intimidating.
It can be a bit confusing.
Yeah, so break it down for me. What exactly does it look like?
Okay, imagine the condo building is finished, you've got your keys, you're excited to move in, but the units haven't actually been legally registered yet.
What? So you're living there, but you don't actually own it?
That's interim occupancy. You're essentially living in your condo before you technically own it.
That is so strange.
It is a bit of a unique situation.
So you're paying to live there, but you don't have the title to the property.
Exactly. And during this period, you'll be paying what are called occupancy fees to the builder.
Occupancy fees.
Yeah, they cover things like maintenance property taxes, contributions to the condo reserve fund.
So you're paying these fees on top of your mortgage payments.
Not quite. You won't actually start making mortgage payments until the unit is officially registered and you take ownership.
Okay.
But those occupancy fees can add up, so it's crucial to factor them into your budget.
Yeah, that's a whole extra layer of expenses that you need to be aware of.
It is. And how long does this interim occupancy phase typically last?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It really varies.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just a few months, but it can drag on for much longer, even a year or more, depending on how quickly the developer completes the registration process.
Wow, so it's not just a quick little blip. It could be a significant chunk of time.
It can be, and there can also be restrictions during this phase.
Like what kind of restrictions?
Some developers might not allow you to rent out your unit during this phase, for example.
Oh, really?
And you might also be limited in terms of making any changes or renovations.
So it's like a temporary living situation with some strings attached?
Exactly. It's definitely something to think about carefully.
Okay, so we've covered warranties, potential price swings, now this interim occupancy thing.
I covered a lot.
What else do we need to know about navigating the pre-construction world?
Well, let's talk about assignment sales.
Assignment sales.
Yeah, it's a strategy that some buyers use to potentially make a profit from pre-construction.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more about this.
So essentially, an assignment sale allows you to sell your contract to another buyer before the property's even built.
So you're selling your right to buy the unit.
Exactly. It can be a way to capitalize on a hot market,
Okay.
maybe if prices have risen significantly since you first signed the contract.
So you could potentially make a profit.
Exactly. Or it can be a way to get out of a deal if your personal circumstances change and you need to exit before completion.
Okay, I can see how that would be appealing in certain situations.
Right, but I'm guessing there are rules and regulations around assignment sales.
Yeah, there's got to be some fine print, right?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
not a free-for-all. Assignment sales typically require the developer's approval.
Okay.
And they might charge additional fees or even cap how much profit you can make from the sale.
Wow, so it's not as simple as just finding a buyer and handing over the keys.
Not quite. And what happens if the developer doesn't approve the assignment?
Yeah, what happens then?
Well, then you're essentially stuck with the original contract.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's why it's so crucial to understand the terms of your purchase agreement and any restrictions on assignment sales before you sign anything.
Got it. So do your research before you sign on the dotted line.
Exactly. Knowledge is power.
Always. And speaking of knowledge, let's talk about due diligence.
Ah, yes, due diligence.
Because before you even think about buying pre-construction, you absolutely have to do your homework.
No question about it.
So what are the key things that buyers should be looking into?
Well, first and foremost, research the builder.
Okay.
We touched on this earlier.
Right.
But it's so important it bears repeating.
Mm-hmm.
Check their track record, their financial stability, their reputation for quality construction.
Okay.
Look for online reviews. Talk to other buyers who have purchased from them.
Yeah, word of mouth is always helpful.
It is, and visit their completed projects if possible.
Right, to see the quality for yourself.
You want to make sure you're dealing with a reputable company.
It's like checking references before you hire someone.
Exactly. You wouldn't hire a contractor to renovate your bathroom without doing your research right.
True.
Same principle applies to choosing a builder for your pre-construction home.
Makes perfect sense. Now, what about the location of the project?
Ah, yes, location.
Location.
The golden rule of real estate.
Always key whether you're buying pre-construction or resale.
So what should buyers be thinking about in terms of location?
Consider the neighborhood, the proximity to amenities. Like what kind of amenities?
Transportation options, schools, parks, all the things that are important to you
Right.
and your lifestyle.
Okay, so you need to think about your lifestyle and how the location fits into that.
Exactly. And what about the future?
The future? Oh, that's a good point.
Should buyers be thinking about potential development plans for the area?
Yeah, because a lot can change in a few years.
Absolutely. Check with the local municipality about any planned projects.
Right.
A new shopping mall, a major transit line. Those things can significantly impact the value of your investment.
Wow, so you're not just buying into the present, you're buying into the future of the neighborhood as well.
Exactly. And while you're looking ahead, pay close attention to the floor plans and finishes offered by the builder.
Okay.
Think about your needs now, but also think about your needs 5 or 10 years down the road.
Right, you might need an extra bedroom or a home office.
Exactly. Will you need a spare bedroom for a growing family, a dedicated home office? Are the appliances energy efficient? Do the finishes align with your style and what you think will still appeal to you down the line?
Those are all important things to consider.
They are. You want to make sure you're making choices that you'll be happy with for years to come.
So it's about being thoughtful and intentional with your choices.
Exactly. And speaking of choices, let's talk about upgrades.
Okay.
We mentioned earlier that it's important to focus on upgrades that add real value.
Right, but how do you know which upgrades are worth the investment?
That's a great question. Some upgrades are universally appealing and tend to have a good return on investment.
Like what?
Things like hardwood floors, upgraded kitchen cabinets and countertops, energy-efficient appliances, smart home features.
Those are the classics.
They add both functionality and visual appeal.
Okay, so those are the safe bets.
Yeah.
What about the upgrades to avoid?
Purely cosmetic upgrades that are very specific to your taste.
Oh, like that bright pink backsplash in the kitchen.
Exactly. Something like that might turn off someone else down the road.
You know, not everyone loves pink as much as I do.
So it's about striking a balance between personalization
Okay.
and what will appeal to a broader market.
Right. You want to be sure you're not limiting your potential buyers down the line.
Exactly. Think timeless over trendy.
Timeless over trendy. I like that.
You can always add those personal touches after you move in
Right.
without breaking the bank.
So it's like buying a blank canvas and then you can customize it.
Exactly.
Make it your own.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in the second part of our deep dive.
We have.
Warranties, escalation clauses, assignment sales. due diligence.
It's a lot to take in.
It's clear that buying pre-construction is not a simple process.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But with the right knowledge and guidance, it can be an exciting and rewarding journey.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for that guidance, we encourage you to reach out to Laddie Dillon and his team. They've been helping buyers and sellers in the Peel region navigate the real estate market for nearly 2 decades.
Absolutely. Laddie and his team can provide valuable insights.
They can.
Advice whether you're buying your first home or your fifth.
Doesn't matter.
Give them a call at 905-598-0725
Yep.
to chat about your real estate goals.
You won't regret it.
And we'll be back in part 3 with even more insights on pre-construction homes.
So stay tuned.
All right, so welcome back to our final part of our deep dive into pre-construction homes.
We've made it.
We have. We've gone through the good, the bad, the ugly.
The exciting and the scary.
All of it. And this time, we're going to wrap things up by talking about what's happening in the market right now.
Right now.
Especially here in Canada.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a wild ride.
To say the least.
Yeah, to say the least.
I mean, soaring prices, supply chain issues, interest rates.
Yeah.
Everything is just kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty.
What are some of the big trends you're seeing out there?
Well, one trend that we can't ignore is the construction delays.
Yeah, we've touched on delays before.
Right?
But it seems like this is more than just a minor inconvenience.
It's impacting projects across the country.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not just a minor inconvenience. It has serious financial implications for both buyers and developers.
So we're talking about more than just a few weeks here and there.
Oh, yeah. We're seeing projects that were supposed to be finished this year pushed to 2025, 2026, sometimes even later.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time to wait.
It is, especially when you're excited to move into your new home.
Right. You probably already sold your other place.
Exactly. And you're thinking, okay, I'm moving into my new condo.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, it's going to be another 2 years.
What happens to those buyers?
Well, for some, it's just frustrating.
Right.
But for others, it can create a real financial burden.
In what way?
Imagine you locked in a mortgage rate when you signed your purchase agreement.
Okay.
But that rate expires before the unit is even ready?
Oh, because those pre-approval rates don't last forever.
Exactly. So buyers might find themselves having to requalify for a mortgage at a much higher rate.
Oh, no.
Or worse, they might not even qualify anymore.
That's a nightmare.
It is. It really adds a layer of uncertainty to the whole process.
So it's not just the buyers who are feeling the pressure.
No, the developers are feeling it too.
Oh, so.
They're facing rising costs with every month of delay.
Yeah, materials, labor, everything.
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, and I've even heard of some developers just abandoning projects altogether.
Oh, wow.
Because the financial strain is just too much.
So what can buyers do to protect themselves in this crazy market?
Well, knowledge is power, right?
Always.
Do your research, understand the risks, and work with a trusted real estate professional.
Right, someone like Laddie Dillon.
Exactly, someone who knows the ins and outs of pre-construction.
Yeah, he and his team have been helping people navigate the Peel region market for almost 20 years.
That's right, they've seen it all.
They really know their stuff. They do, and when choosing a builder, remember, track record is everything.
Okay, track record.
Yeah, look for developers who have a history of completing projects on time and within budget.
Makes sense.
They might not be the flashiest or offer the lowest price,
Right.
but that reliability is worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely, peace of mind is priceless.
It is, and don't forget about your real estate lawyer.
Oh yeah, the legal stuff.
They can help you decipher those complex contracts, make sure your rights are protected.
It's good to have someone on your side.
Yeah, they're like your legal guardian angel.
I love that.
Watching out for you.
Okay, so we've learned a lot about pre-construction homes.
We have.
The excitement, the risks, the things to watch out for.
It's a lot to digest.
It is, but I think the main takeaway here is knowledge is your best defense.
Absolutely. Pre-construction can be a great option for some, but it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
You really need to do your homework,
Right.
ask a lot of questions,
Yeah.
and work with experienced professionals.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, if you're thinking about buying pre-construction or even just exploring your options in the Peel region, give Laddie Dillon a call
We'd be happy to chat.
at 905-598-0725. He's always happy to answer any questions.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into pre-construction homes.
We did it.
We did it, and we hope that you guys learned a lot from this episode.
Yeah.
Whether you're considering pre-construction or sticking with the resale market, just remember to do your research, ask lots of questions,
Absolutely.
and work with those professionals who have your best interest at heart.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, guys. Happy house hunting.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will be back with something new and something interesting.